Hi everyone. Hi guys. Good evening. Hi Danish. Hi HM Classic Cartoon. Okay, I have seen you already. Hi Dibyendu, Pratik, Joanne, Atul, Praveen. Hi everyone. Hi everyone. So I hope you are doing well, guys, and welcome to this Data Science Essential course. So to follow the tradition, just tell me, guys, where all like you belong to. So where you are located right now, just put it in the comment section, and we will like take this forward. So I am Subrat. I am in Odisha right now. Okay. So just mention your places, guys, and we will take this session forward. Okay, I see Bangalore, Bihar, Patna, Bihar. Okay, great. Maharashtra, Kolkata, Tamil Nadu, Patna, Sri Lanka. Oh, great. Rajasthan. Okay. So, okay, someone has put Mars. Okay. Delhi, Hyderabad, Chennai. Great. So I see there are people from every corner of the nation, and also some people are there outside India too. So it's great, guys, having you here for this session. It's great. So I'll introduce our trainer and our moderator for the session. But before that, I just want you to know some rules, guys, for this session. So first is you have to put the daily attendance. Okay, you have to attend the live sessions and put your daily attendance. Okay, you put your attendance daily, and you'd be eligible for some surprise gift. Okay, so we give away earlier we have given Amazon Echoes and Google Home Mini as giveaways. The ones who are putting attendance daily. So guys, you put attendance daily, you'd be eligible for the examination. We certainly have an examination after this essential batch. So if you put attendance daily, you'd be eligible for the examination, and when you pass the examination, you'd be eligible for getting a swag from us. So it would be a surprise. Earlier we have given Google Home Mini and Amazon Echoes to people, so you'll get some surprise swag from us, guys, this time, right? So what you have to do, guys, only you have to put your attendance daily. That's how you would be eligible for the exam. You pass the exam, you would be getting surprise swag. Okay, some people would get surprise swag. So yeah, I'd now like to introduce our trainer and program monitor for this session. Hello, sir. Hi. Good evening. Sir, you are on mute, sir.
Sorry. Hello, Subrat sir. A very good evening to you.
Sir, hi. Thank you, sir. And she is Jyotsna. Hi, Jyotsna. How are you? You are on mute, Jyotsna.
Everyone is on mute.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Hello, sir.
No, hi. So guys,
Hi.
meet Darshan sir. So I think some of you already might have met Darshan sir and might have learned from him. So he is an amazing trainer. So he's there with the data science essential. Like he is also into AML also. So he has done PhD in this computer science. Field, and also is into this data science for many years. He has actually, as far as I know, he has trained more than 5 to 7,000 people. So in this field itself, he has also taken classes in Bits Pilani. If I am wrong, sir, you can correct me if I am wrong. So guys, he's an amazing trainer. You'll get to know him like when once the course begins, once the course takes a pace, you'll get to know him better than I say right now. So he's an amazing trainer. I'll just say one word: he's a 5-star rated trainer for us. So see Jyotsna, guys. So she would be there moderating the whole session for all these days. So Darshan sir is very good at taking your doubts, but any moment, like is there any chance if it happens that sir is missing out some doubt or something, so Jyotsna would be there to help you out, and she is the one who take your doubt and convey it to sir. Again, for some information and all, Jyotsna would be there to inform you over the chat section, over the comment section. She would be there to assist you all, guys. So that's what. So we would basically, in short, I'll say Jyotsna would be there learning along with you and asking your question to sir, and make sure your question should be answered. That's what.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure, sir. Just put
Jyotsna, you can just
all the
introduce
doubts.
yourself. Yeah.
Okay. Uh, Good evening, guys. Myself Jyotsna, and I will be putting your all doubts and solving all the doubts to the sir. So please, I expect you all guys to be very punctual, to be very regular, and practice the all the assignments for upgrading yourself. Thank you, guys.
Yeah. One more important announcement, guys. Assignment is not compulsory. Okay, for being eligible for the examination, assignment is not compulsory. They are for your practice. If you, yeah, we would suggest you to submit them, but it's not compulsory. You put only the attendance, and you would be eligible for the examination. Okay, so I'll not take much time. I know all of you are waiting for Dasan sir's class. So over to you, sir. You can start this, and you can take this forward.
Thank you very
I'll
much
be in the
for the
back
kind
sitting.
words, Subrat sir.
Yeah.
Thank
Okay,
you, sir.
guys. So let's get started. Don't take the introduction by Subrat sir too seriously. I am just a normal trainer. Hope so you like the way I take your sessions.
You are so generous for saying that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Humble,
better
actually, I
to
would
be.
say.
Thank you very much. So yes, guys. So we are over here. I see around 100 people right now in the session. Perfect. So let's get started. Uh, First of all, let me give you a walkthrough of the curriculum what we are going to cover. Okay. So well, if you see me looking here, then please understand I'm looking through the live chats. Okay, not copying from anywhere else. Just kidding. So here I have kept my mobile phone where I can actually see what comments are coming over here so that I don't miss out on anything as such. So going ahead. So that is the curriculum that we are going to cover. Our course is mainly targeting on the essentials program. So precisely, initially, I'm going to tell you from where do you download Python and install it. Thereafter, the data types, conditional statements, loops, functions, input, output. So precisely, I would say that in our 5 day session, or let's say if I say in our 8 hours of curriculum, I would say around 4 hours would be spent on learning basic Python, and the remaining 4 hours would be spent in learning the NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, and Seaborn. One more thing which I would like to make it very clear to you right at the start is please understand it's going to be an essentials program. So don't expect too much from it. Obviously, it will be just acting as a good head start for you all. So, of course, that should be a very good way of getting into it. If anyone is on unmute, I request you to please mute yourself. The voice is actually disturbing. Jyotsna, are you?
No, so there's a, yeah.
Okay, okay, no problem.
I think there is no, sir. I'm not.
No problem, no problem. Perfect. So, yes. So, as I told you, we are going to start with the basics of Python, introduction, what is Python, getting started with Python, then the data types in Python, what are they, functions, input, output, loops, functions,
I guess, sir, you are stuck. So guys, I think sir is facing some internet
like
issue over there.
tuples and
So yeah, guys.
dictionaries.
So I'll just sir, are you there?
Yes.
I'm not. Yeah. So your internet was stuck. Actually, your video was stuck, and we are not able to hear you for a fraction of
So
seconds.
is, uh, some voices coming.
Am I not there in the session?
Yeah, it's audible now. So fine. It's fine now.
Okay. Hmm.
Yeah, guys. So sir was saying, so like, don't expect too much from this session. This is just essential. This is a part of our full stack course of data science. So yeah, you would get the basics of the data science for sure. And yeah, so sir, let's sir take over it, and you follow whatever sir is saying. I'll take leave right now.
Okay. So I'll share my screen. And yes. Well, speed seems to be very good. I really doubt. Maybe a glitch in the connection of fluctuation, I would say. No worries. So let's get started. So I was saying that yes, we are going to go through the introduction followed by the data types, the conditional statements, the loops, functions, input output, deep dive into the advanced data types, that is string, list, set, tuples, dictionary, and then we start with NumPy, pandas, matplotlib, and cbon. Now, to be very honest, I'm going to touch upon all of this, but NumPy and Matplotlib, I'll be covering it together, and Pandas and Cbon would be covered together. No specific reason for it, just to have both of the touches at the same time. We are doing it like that. So perfect. Now let's get started with installation of Python. The very first thing. So here I say, where are you going to install? Can someone please mute themselves? Shoaib, can you please take care of that? There is some disturbance which is continuously coming from the back.
I think, sir,
Yes,
it's fine now.
No, I still hear it. Someone is on unmute. Someone is on unmute. Can you please take care of that? I hear a lot of disturbance. Huh, now the things are fine. Perfect. So where are you going to install Python from? Well, just go to Google and type Anaconda, and yes, the moment you go to Anaconda, well, go to anaconda.org. That's the link. Uh, okay, not anaconda.org. It's anaconda.com, not org.com. And go over here, select the individual edition. In individual edition, just scroll down and click on the download. It will straight away take you to the bottom of it. And yes, depending on whichever OS you have, you are going to install it. So I'm having Windows 10, so I'll be installing this. So just click on this. It will be starting your download, and come on, it's a .exe file. Store it wherever you want to, and after that you are going to install it. Well, please understand, whenever you are going to install it, it's going to be simply next, 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 next. Do not click on any of the default settings, else you will have to learn the different ways of setting the paths and all. Don't play along with that. Just go with default settings. Next, 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 install, finish. Once you are done, well, how are you going to launch your Jupyter Notebook? Well, the tool that we are going to use is called as Jupyter Notebook. Jupyter Notebook. Okay. As you can see, there are some of the Jupyter Notebooks over here. Well, this is a Jupyter Notebook. This is the Jupyter Notebook. How do I say? Because of the extension. The extension is .ipynb. Well, NB stands for notebook, PY because it's a Python notebook, and I because Jupyter was initially called as IPython. That is the reason it is still called as IPython notebook. Now, how are you going to launch your notebook? Well, there are multiple ways of launching it. So if I show you one of the basic way, that is to open this Anaconda navigator here, which takes lot of time. I would not advise you all this approach, but let us look at it for the very first time. Okay, so perfect. Let it open. It takes time. As you can see, it's still loading. So let it open. Okay, as I told you, it takes a couple of additional seconds, but it will certainly open. Just hold on. Till that point, let me tell you why are we choosing the language as Python? Well, everyone is behind Python only. Python is very easy to learn. The reason for its easiness is it's as simple to write as a normal natural language, that is English language. So it is going to be very simple to interpret as well. And that is the reason today lot of the non-coders, lot of mathematicians are in favor of Python and want to learn Python because it's very easy, and that's exactly what we are going to study as well. So to start with, I would say yes, where is our Jupyter notebook? Well, with this Anaconda you see these many tools getting installed. We will explore this sometime later. Right now, if you want to launch Jupyter notebook, well, you see it is a web based interactive computing notebook environment. So once you launch it, it will be launched on your default browser. If your default browser is not selected, then it will ask you to select the browser. Well, this is how the Jupyter notebook looks like. Okay, now it doesn't require a live internet connection. Let me tell you, although it opens on a browser, no internet connection is required. It is just taking help of browser for displaying the things. It is a web-based interactive platform. Now the thing is, where is this Jupyter notebook actually open is not very much clear to us. We don't know where is this Jupyter notebook open, and that is the reason I don't like this approach. I'm going to click on this quit. Don't exit it. If you exit it like this, that will not make sense. Click on quit, and then it will say, hey, the server has stopped. You have to shut down the you have shut down the notebook. You can now close this tab. So let's close it now. And after that, I come over here and I close this as well. Okay, but you know what, I don't like this approach. Why? Because it's not opening notebook in the folder of my choice. For example, let's say, hey, I want to code everything for this particular sessions, this folder. So I'm going to copy this path, right click, copy. Then I'm going to open my Anaconda prompt. Okay, we are going to open our Anaconda prompt. And then I say, you see over here, you see the default path is C users English. That's my surname. I want to change it to boot. I want to change it to this PC, E drive, ebooks, data science, Python. Let's upgrade data science essentials. If I say CD, CD stands for change directory. Then I paste the path, Control V, and I press enter over here. First time it will not happen. Then the simple hack is just type E colon because it's in the E drive and press enter. Now you see the entire path got reflected. Now simply say Jupyter notebook, enter. It's sorted. Now if you see over here, well, we have opened our Jupyter notebook in the folder of our choice. Not very sure? Well, I'll take you to this folder. Do you see these files? There are a few Acrobat Reader files. There are assignment folder. There are some data sets. There are invoice. And do you see everything over here? These were some of the Jupyter notebook files, invoice file, some of the data sets. Well, Jupyter Notebook is used for opening only Jupyter Notebook files. Please don't try opening PDF files and all. They will open, but it will not be in an executable format. Now, as I told you, please don't quit on this button. If you press this, and if you think that, hey, my Jupyter Notebook has actually been closed, well, you're wrong. Because you see the kernel has yet established connection over here. So if you observe, now even if I think of, let's say I select this particular link and I say copy by pressing Control C, and I go to my browser and I have a new tab and I paste it. Do you see the connection with the kernel is yet established? It has not broken. Therefore, the right way to terminate it is by pressing on this quit button. Okay. Now, do we use RStudio as a notebook? Obviously not. We are programming in Python. How can this question even come, Fardeen? We are programming in Python. So RStudio is totally out of the question. RStudio is used for programming in R language, right? So going ahead, now if you want to create a new notebook, you can create it from this by clicking on this new and this. However, I have already created a notebook for you and we are going to start coding inside this. So let me open this. Did open it. It's just a few seconds. Okay. So this is the first notebook in which we are going to code. Well, you see over here few additional things. Let us start from here. Okay, now what is the advantage of this? Well, let us look at Python. If I want to see, okay, let me hear it from you. How many of you are from non-coding background? If you are from non-coding background, please reply with yes in the chat section. If you are from, if you are a non-coder, please reply yes in the chat. Yes, let me see. I mean, I'll get an understanding how many of you are learning Python for the very first time. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Rock, Chetna, Sanket, then Kavi, Nirmala, Dharma. Okay, mechanical branch. Vishwa is from. Juhi, no need to comment no. Just comment yes if you are belonging to that. Okay, there is no need to reply with no. I don't need that. It will be easy for me to keep a track of yeses. Okay, so I see around 25 learners as of now who are not familiar with Python, and there are few of the learners who are already familiar with Python. Cool. So with this understanding, what I'm going to do is, well, those who are from non-coding background, absolutely no need to worry on that part. You will understand each and everything. That's a promise from my side. You just need to stay connected and you will understand everything. So now, if you observe, that's the very first thing. If I say, hey, I want to execute 1 plus 1 in Python, 1 plus 1 is 2, right? How do you execute it? Just by pressing shift enter. Shift enter. I get the output over here as 2. If I say what is 2 into 8, well, if you press shift enter, you get the answer. So you understand over here that it's pretty simple. Similarly, if I say what is 2 star star 3, well, star star in Python is called as an exponentiation operation. That is, it is as good as saying 2 to the power 3. Okay. Nidhi, I think you should allow me some space to talk and then ask those questions. Can we run line by line the code in Jupyter Notebook? I am doing the same thing over here, Nidhi. Correct? Am I correct, Nidhi? Okay. So, phase 2, 3, execute that, you get the output. Okay, let's increase the font a bit. And now, well, some people are asking, can't we use control enter? Well, don't use it. You know why? I'll tell you why also. If you say, what is 2 divided by 7? If you just type control enter, you get the output. No doubt about that. It's again the same thing. Control enter is also valid. Shift enter is also valid. But with shift enter, if I execute this and I press shift enter, automatically a new cell is getting added, right? So you don't have to do that work manually. Therefore, I say use shift enter rather than control enter. Makes more sense, right? Else I will have to do some operation, and after that I will have to say control enter. That is done. Then go over here on plus and it will add a cell. Why to take that cumbersome operation? Why not have like this? If why is there a need to have it like that? Simple. So cool. Now apart from that, yes, well, whatever we have done are the code cells, and if you observe over here, by default this is code. Okay, the cell which is selected right now, this blue bar, is a code cell. If I convert it to a raw NB cell, I can type anything. So I can say, hey all, welcome to the UDS Essentials Batch 2. Okay, now whatever we type over here will be considered as a raw text file. What do you mean by raw text file? Well, you can consider it as good as your notepad file. Whatever you type inside this will be as a notepad file. So I can say this is a notepad file. Let's say if I want to type over here that there are uh, many ways to execute Python programs. Some of them are. So I say over here, well, the first way over here is, let us say, we can install it using the Python again. The second approach over here is you can use Jupyter Notebook. One more is Spider. Spider. So I just wrote three of them. Well, there is a reason why I have written it. Let me hide this. It's taking a lot of space. Toggle header. Now, this is the notepad file. Whatever you type will be considered as it is. Now, fine. Now I'm going to move on to this cell, and there is some more markdown. Let us convert this. Well, markdown is again used for storing the textual data. So I have copied the same data. Let me paste it over here, and just observe when I press execute this. I mean, you see over here, looks a bit cool, right? I mean, compare it with this basic text. I have already pressed shift enter over here. I'll press it once again for you guys. So I say shift enter. However, nothing happens over here. And over here you see it. Now if I want to edit it, I just need to double click on this and it becomes in the editable format. So we understand that yes, we can consider this particular part as our Microsoft Word document and this particular part as a notepad file. Why did I say Microsoft Word? Because there are some hacks over here. For example, if I say hash followed by a space, if you see what has happened, I'll just execute this. You see over here, it's bold and bigger, right? Similarly, if I say, hey, hashtags before that, well, it is header 2, right? To understand over here, it is header 2. Similarly, if I want to bold a particular word, let's say notepad, then I just need to have two underscores at the start, two underscores at the end. That's it. And now when I execute that, you see that particular part is bolded. Similarly, if I say over here, these are the headers, right? Pointers. So look over here, just this angular brackets, and now see how does it reflect. And it makes more sense, right? I mean, it looks more cool. Lot of indentation, lot of things are available. So now the thing is, how many such tricks are there? Do we remember each and everything? Absolutely not. However, if you want to research more on it, just search for Jupyter Notebook cheat sheet. On the very first link you should get something very useful. And yes, you see, this is for title, this is for major heading, this is for subheading, this is for fourth level heading. I explained you this for making it bold, etc, etc things. So what I'll do is I'll just paste this link inside this only and execute. So you can study more of this. Yes.
So someone is asking Naresh Kumar about the VS Code.
I read that. I'll come to that question, Jyotsna.
Uh,
Okay. uh, what about VS Code with bash command? Use Python? Yes, if you want to use VS Code you can, but for our course we are going to consider Jupyter Notebook over here, Naresh. Okay. So if you want to use Visual Studio, you are most welcome to use that. But come on, we cannot waste time in explaining each and every ways of installation, else it will take 1.5 hours only in explaining you the different ways of installation. You can go with PyCharm, you can go with Spider, you can go with Anaconda Navigator, you can go with Jupyter Notebook, you can go with the basic Python. Ideally, there are so many options, right? So obviously, let's choose, finalize one of them and go ahead. So ultimately, it's a integrated development environment. Whatever you feel is good for you, you install it. That's fine. Okay. Now let's go ahead. Now the next thing which we want to see over here is printing, right? So if I want to print anything, I say hi learners. Well, print function says whatever you want to be printed as it is, please ensure that it is in double quotes. That's it. Whatever you want, please ensure it's in double quotes. So if I say hi learners, it will come in double quotes. If you say let us say LU learners, it will come in double quotes. So you understand over here that whatever you say over here will be printed as it is. If I say I want to print one more thing, so let's say print, my name is Dr. Darshini. You see over here, every print is going to print it on a new line. Okay. Now there are also some things which are called as escape sequences in Python. Uh, and one of the basic way of looking at escape sequence is called as a backslash character. Well, what does that mean? Just now I said you that if you want to get printed anything as it is, you are going to put it inside print. But you know what? If I happen to put over here backslash n and I execute this, well, you see LU and learners have split it across different lines. Let me tell you what is that. Well, I was talking of escape sequences. Well, escape sequences are the special things. So the moment a backslash is encountered inside a print function, it will understand that, hey, wait, the immediate character which is going to follow this backslash is a special character. Okay, so what does that special character N mean? Well, it means please go to a new line. That is exactly what has happened over here. And why a space over here? Come on, because there's a space in between as well. Similarly, backslash T stands for a tab. So tab is nothing but four spaces. So let's see it. So I say, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine. And let us say my name is, then I say colon, then I say backslash t. Okay, if you observe backslash t, and now when I execute it, you see there's a tab over here. That's exactly called a slash t. So escape sequence slash means something which is going to follow that backslash is a special character. As simple as that. Okay, now after having that, let us consider doing a very basic addition program, because we are going to start with the basics in today's session, as I told you. Okay, yeah. So this is one more question which I see over here. Why not single quotes? Well, that's your choice. In Python, you can either start with double quotes. See, if you write print function, and if you say if you want to print ABC, you can write it like this, or you can write it ABC. Both are allowed. But starting with double quotes, ending with single quotes, or starting with single quotes and ending with double quotes is wrong. This is allowed and this is allowed. So I just have a habit of using anything. That's a good question. Okay. So perfect. So whatever you feel like, you can use it. If you want me to show that, well, Control Z, Control C, and Control V, and let's say here, 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 and here. So we understand it's one and the same thing. It's a good question because we are learning it for the very first time. So perfect. Now, most welcome, Naresh. Then, yes, addition program, right? Now, I say program to perform addition of numbers.
Sir Ravi is asking, like we can use the slash in function in the printing to come to next line.
Is it? It is the possible. It's the possible compiler ignore. What have you written, Ravi? Slash n in the, no, it can't ignore slash n. They are escape sequences. Okay. uh just a second, guys, just give me 1 minute. I will be back.
Guys, just fill the attendance form that is mentioned in the chat section and also in the description, and please join the community group for solving doubts. If there is any kind of doubt, you can solve there, and our team will be there to resolve your all doubts. Just fill up the attendance form for the eligible of the examination and for the certificate. Okay, so For the time being, you can put down any queries you want to resolve.
Yes. So let's continue.
Yes, sir. Continue.
Thank you very much. Okay. We have it over here. Perfect. Now, if you see what I have written over here is hashtag. Okay. Uh, well, these are called as comments in Python. And if you see over here, if I don't write it, okay, if I don't write it, and if I try to execute it, it will say it's an error because it is not a proper code. It is just some random English language which the interpreter doesn't understand. So I'm going to comment it out. And if I comment it out and I execute it, it will be ignored. So you can't write lot of comments, and therefore you have this functionality of few other cells. Anyways, let us do the addition stuff. So I say, let's say a is equal to 1, then is equal to 2, then I say c is equal to a plus b, and then I say print in double quote c. So now please understand what is going to happen over here. Well, on the very first line, we know that this is going to be ignored. So that's gone. We need not talk of this at all. Then a equal to 1, it is going to say over here that a is a variable inside which 1 is going to be stored. B is equal to 2 is going to be inside a variable b, 2 is going to be stored. Then I say, please create a variable c inside which addition of a and b, that is 1 and 2, that is 1 plus 2 addition is 3, that is stored. After doing that, I'm saying that, hey, print this. Now let me hear it from you. What is going to be the output of this? When I say print c, what should be the output? Come on, tell me very quickly in the chat. What is the answer? What do you see on the screen? What should be the expected value of c when you print it? Tell me very quickly, very quickly. What is going to be the answer when you print it? 3c, 3, 3c, c, 3, 3c, and well, the answer over here is going to be C. You know why? Because I just told you a couple of minutes before that whatever you write inside double quotes will be printed as it is, right? Whatever you write in double quotes will be printed as it is. So when I want to print the value inside the variable, so as I told you, C is a variable, right? And if I want to print the value inside the variable, then you need not write that double quotes, else it will print it as it is. Now when I print it, I get the answer. So now don't be under the impression that, hey, if that is the case, I can print any other thing which is not even declared. So let's say I say print Z. Well, variable Z is never used by us. If you try to do that, it will give you an error saying that Z is not defined. See, A, B, and C are defined, therefore they are there. But Z is not defined, so that's a wrong way. But at least you now understand the difference between print with double quotes and print without double quotes. Okay. Now you know what? I don't want the answer like this either. I want the answer to be printed something like this. Addition is equal to 3. I want the answer to be printed like this. Well, if you closely observe over here, what I want is right from here to here, this particular box, okay? Whatever is the content in this particular box, I want it to be printed as it is, okay? And over here, I want the value inside the variable C to be printed. What do I do over here? Well, I say over here, print. If I write in double quotes, I know that it's going to be printed as it is, and I know that this contents of the box has to be printed as it is. So I say addition is equal to, and when I execute this part, well, yes, the first part of it is easily understood to us. Now, what do I want? Well, I want the value of C to be joined after that, right? That's exactly what I see. I want the value of C to be concatenated after this printing. So how to join it? Well, after this, I want to join the value of C. If you write it outside double quotes, you get an error because joining can be done in the print function when you are using a comma operator in between. Now, when you use a comma and you execute it, well, now you see over here, addition is equal to 3. So as expected, I am getting the answer. I don't want this additional space. So yes, addition is equal to 3. Makes sense. Or if I say I don't want this either, addition equal to 3. Now, you get this thing. Okay. You cannot use plus. It's not Java, it's Python. Okay. If you are concatenating it with a str of C, then you can use it. But right now, I would say please go with comma only. Point number 1. Okay, I'm just telling you the basic way of printing in the C function. Cool. Now, no pluses. Okay, many of you have written plus C over here. That's not the right way. You will get error. If you want it to be seen well, let me show it to you. Plus C, right? It is not allowed. But if you write something like this, hopefully that should be allowed. But I don't want to confuse you all. Ignore it. Those who know Python would understand it. For us, addition is equal to C. That's the way to do it. Now, if that is fine, now I say, hey, I don't want this either. The one final way of printing I would like to show it to you is, oh no, Ankit, you can't use %d. We are not in C. Come out of that. Okay. C is a very fantastic language, but currently we are not studying C programming. So no format specifiers. Well, yes, there are some ways with the help of which you can use it, but ideally it's not even required. Okay. So now I have you don't need any header files just like C or C++. No header files required over here, right? Then yes, we had, let's say now I want the answer to be like this. Addition of A equal to 1 and B equal to 2 is C equal to 3. Okay. Now, as I told you, let's bifurcate the problem. So I say, hey, I want everything from here to here to be printed as it is. As it is means double quotes. Then in place of this, I want the value inside the variable A to be printed. Then right from here to here, I want to be printed as it is. Then in place of this, I want the value inside the variable B to be printed. And then we have this to be printed as it is, and in place of this I want the value inside variable C to be printed. Let me add something. Well, let's not miss out, there should also be a full stop at the end. So I want this full stop to be printed as it is. So whatever things I have printed in double quotes should be printed as it is. Rest all joined by the value inside the variables. And when I say join, remember it's the comma operator. So I say, let's use it. So I write it inside this only. Print. What's the first thing? Addition of A equal to. Let us execute and see. Yes, I have it. Addition of A equal to. What has to be joined after this? It has to be joined with the value inside A. So when I say join, I'll just increase the font for you. When I say join, comma A. So it is going to be joined by the value of A. You notice it's automatically inserting a small space. You can't avoid that. Let it be. It's okay. Now, this has to be further joined with and B is equal to. So I say comma and B equal to. Let us execute and check. And yes, you have it. So we don't even require this space. It automatically inserts a space. Comma with the value of B. You see addition of B equal to 2 and A equal to 1 and B equal to 2 is what we get. Now, then I say over here, comma, then we need is C equal to, and when you execute that, well, you see over here is C equal to is there, and then I want the value of C to be concatenated. So value of C has come over here. Well, we are not going to stop over here because we want this full stop also to be there. So once again, concatenate it with a full stop. Now finally the things are sorted. So I see the addition of A equal to 1 and B equal to 2 is C equal to 3 is now finally completed. So Trust me, with this much knowledge of print function, you are in a good position to print almost anything in the print function. Okay, so that should be more than sufficient. Looking at the people comments, equal to 1 be equal, okay, that's an possible answer. Then okay, then perfect, cool. So that's what we have. Cool. Now after doing this print function, the next thing is, what if we want to take okay, we'll talk about that thing later. Okay, taking input from the user, but before that, okay, 717, let me talk of few functions. If I say equal to 10, and if I say print a, well, print is a function and it is going to print the value of a. Well, I can also think of printing a type of it. Well, type is going to tell me which data type it is. Well, 10 is a number, right? So Python stores it as an integer data type. Those who are new to programming, Python stores all the numbers as an integer data type. Similarly, let's say if I say a is having the value as 10.5, and if I execute that, you see, the moment a point comes, this value is stored as a float. Similarly, I need not write it like this. Now I can simply say what is type of 10.5, and it gets float. Similarly, if I say, hey, what is the type of, let's say this time I am giving a string like Darshan. So Darshan is stored as a string data type. Okay. So there are so many data types in Python. Similarly, I also have few other data types. Okay. I can say over here maybe what is type of true. Well, true is a Boolean data type. Okay, it is going to tell whether the condition is true or false. It's like whether I will come for the session or not, whether you like the session or you don't, yes or no, true or false. You like the session, is it true or false? Simple. Similarly, there is one more Boolean variable which is called as false as well. Okay, now I can also have numbers, something like a complex number. That's also allowed. So I can say, hey, what is the type of 2 plus 3j? It will say, hey, it's a complex number. Don't trust it? Well, if I say a is equal to 2 plus 3j and b is equal to 3 minus 8j, and then I say print a plus b, addition of real part with real and complex with complex, imaginary with imaginary. So you see, plus 3 is 5 and 3 plus minus 8 is minus 5j. This is the only way you can declare a complex number. If someone says that, is it okay if I consider writing complex number rather than 2 plus 3j? I see in mathematics books it is written as I. Can I do that? It's not allowed. It's not allowed. Some people say then, can we do something like this? Instead of writing 3j, can we write j3? Similarly, j8. Well, this is also not allowed in Python. Python says no. I have only one way of declaring complex number, and that's it. This is it. Nothing other than that is allowed. Okay. Now we understand this. Cool. Any questions so far? Are you all with me? Everyone understanding whatever things are going on till now? I need a reply in the chat. Are you all with me? Jyotsna, am I missing out on any questions?
No, sir. You are covering
Perfect.
every question. Okay.
Okay. Yes, guys. So are you all understanding everything on track till this point? I need reply from every one of you. It takes time, I think. It takes time to revert. Type of A. You can try that. Okay. Perfect. You're going good. Thank you, Anup. Understood. Cool. So everyone is with me. That clearly means cool. Now let's go ahead. Well, there are few things which Python already knows. For example, if I say, hey Python, say, can you print the value of the variable f, well, it will give me an error saying that variable f is not defined. Okay, variable f is not defined. What is that? So it doesn't know it. But there are few things which Python already knows, and the meaning of that is also known to Python, and that is called as keywords. So keywords are the words whose meaning is already known to the interpreter. So who told it? Well, the person who invented Python did tell this particular thing. Who invented Python? Well, we know it, right? It was Python was invented by whom? Come on, let me ask you only. Who invented Python? Just go to Google. Okay. The hint is from the Flying Circus, Monty Python. Okay, I think that is more than sufficient. But Monty Python is not the inventor of Python. Okay, let me leave it to you. Who invented Python? Let me see who answers it. Yes, Guido von Rossum. That's perfect. So Mr. Rossum invented this. So Python was invented by Guido von Rossum. Now you may be wondering, right? Why is it named as Python? I mean, one programming language is named as Python. The navigator that we have downloaded is known as Anaconda. One of the tool inside that is known as Spider. I mean, why are there so many animals coming over here? Where honestly speaking, it's not actually inspired from animals. Well, Guido von Rossum was very much fond of a comedy show, and the name of the comedy show was called as Flying Circus. And you know who was the director of Flying Circus? The director of Flying Circus was Monty Python. Just because this man was very much obsessed of this particular show, whose director was Monty Python, as a token of gratitude, he named the language as Python. Okay, as a token of gratitude. So look at the level of respect one has for their motivations. So perfect. So that's how it is. It's not Mounty Damodar, it's Monty Python. Okay. Okay, that's a good one. So yes, I was talking of keywords. So Guido von Rossum already programmed few of the things in the brain of Python, and those are called as keywords. Let us see what are the keywords. You may not understand the code for it certainly, but that's the standard way for printing the keywords. So keywords dot aw list. Well, you see, false. Python already knows what is false. True, it knows it. And other than that, you have few other keywords over here. You may not know it, but we are going to very soon use it. So these many keywords are there. How many keywords are there, by the way? So I say, if I want to find how many keywords are there, I can say length of this 35 keywords. Another, in fact, a lot of you are still into C programming language. C language has 32 keywords, no doubt on that. But Python has 35. Well, there is no need to remember it. I'm just for inquisitive people, I'm showing it. Okay. We have around 35 keywords in Python programming language. And all of these meanings are known to the Python interpreter. Now, having understood that, now finally we are going on to our operators in Python. Okay, 7:25, perfect. We have good amount of time. So let's start with the operators. What is the very first operator? Well, the very first operator that we have is arithmetic operator. Let us see what are the arithmetic operators. Well, plus is an arithmetic operator, minus is there, multiply is there, divide is there. Apart from that, divide is also there. Apart from that, modulo is also there, and apart from that, star is also there. Let us discuss all of this. Well, plus, minus, multiply, divide, who doesn't know it? Let us talk of this. This is called as floor division. This is called as modulo, and this is called as exponentiation. Let us try using this. So if I say, hey, I want you to print 2 plus 3. I mean, who doesn't know 2 plus 3? Similarly, let us look at the results. Okay, print plus 3, this is our addition operation. Similarly, if I say 2 minus 3, that is going to be my subtraction operation. If I say 2 into 3, that is going to be my multiplication operation. And if I say 2 divided by 3, that is going to be my division operation. And when I execute it all together, no doubt I see the answers. 2 plus 3, 2 minus 3, 2 into 3, 2 divided by 3 is 0.66. Okay, let us do it something like this. 20 divided by 3. 20 divided by 3 is 6.66666667. Okay, now after this, I am going to say print. We had 20 modulo 3. You know what is this? Well, when you say 20 modulo 3, going back to our school days, 20 divided by 3, 3 6 are 18, remainder is 2. Well, if you want this answer, for getting this answer, which we call as the remainder, we use the modulo operation. So when you actually execute this, you should see that we get the answer as 2. And if you want the quotient, then you are going to use this floor division operation. Let us do it. And perfect. So you see the quotient over here. Similarly, one of the operator which I already told you, 2 star star 3, well, it is exponential, 2 raised to 3. And you get it. So here we cover all the operators which are arithmetic in nature. Now let us talk of the next type of operators which are relational operators. So I say relational. So what all are the relational operators? Well, if you talk to me, I would say the relational operators are less than, equal to, greater than, equal to, and not equal to. These are the relational operators in Python. Let us take it. So I say print. If I say is 2 less than 3, well, yes. Let us look at the output. Is 2 greater than 3? When you execute that, is 2 less than 3? Condition yes. Answer is true, right? So it says yes, true. Remember, true is the keyword. Similarly, 2 greater than 3, answer is false. In the same way, you can try greater than equal to, less than is equal to. I'll just take next one. If I say 2 equal to 3, that means is the value of 2 equal to value of 3? Obviously not. 2 is not equal to 3. So the answer is false. However, if you write over here, print b equal to 3, answer comes out to be true. Similarly, if I say here I want to print is the 3 value not equal to 3? Come on, 3 is equal to 3. So obviously it's going to be false. 3 is equal to 3, therefore the answer is false. Okay. Fardeen, we don't have time to do all those trials. I'll do it, but all of these are very much self-explanatory. So Fardeen is saying that, sir, you do this. A is equal to 2 less than 3, and then he is asking me to print the value of A. Well, what is going to happen over here? This particular thing, 2 less than 3, it is going to check is the value of 2 less than 3, and the condition is true, therefore A would be stored ideally with true. And when I say print A, the output is going to come as true. Let us see. And when I execute that, as expected, the answer is true. Okay, so I mean, that's pretty simple, right? Ask something which you think you can't do it on your own. Okay, I will be anyway sharing with you this Jupyter notebook, so you will be having it for practice, and these all things you can certainly try it. What will happen is, if we try on doing this small things, then the later on big things would be skipped, and I don't want that thing to happen. Okay, so if there is something which really makes a lot of sense, then yes, most welcome. Else, if you think that, hey, this is something which I can work out on my own, then please consider doing that on your own. That will be more beneficial in all our considerations. To go further, is that clear? Then yes. So then the next type of operator is the, okay, you know what? I just took the membership of Navi Mumbai Sports Gymkhana. So if tomorrow someone comes to them and say, hey, is Darshan the member? Then they will say, yes, Darshan is a member of Sports Gymkhana. Okay. So membership is just like checking whether you belong to that particular thing or not. For example, if I say that whether small a is there in Darshan, simple, and answer as two. So what are the membership operators? Well, there are only two membership operators. One is in, another is not in. Is A in Darshan? Yes. So if I say is capital D, okay, not capital D, let's say small d. Small d there in Darshan? False. Similarly, if I say is A not in Darshan, well, don't write not in like this. It's not coming in the color. It should be separated with a space. Is A not in Darshan? Obviously, A is there now. So it will say false. A is there in Darshan. Similarly, okay, that's fine. Now, after this, the next type of operator is called as identity. Okay. Now, similarly, going ahead, then I would like to talk of the next operator, which is called as ID operator. There is someone who is saying that try this, try that, please try it on your own. Okay, you have the Jupyter notebook. I request you to try it at your side later on. Tomorrow, if you have any questions, then feel free to ask me. Okay, then Chase is asking us about the precedence. Oh, let me complete with the operators first, then I will talk. You know, it is like you are asking, sir, can you tell us about the grammar rules? But I have not even talked of alphabets and words till now. So let me reach that particular point. First, become eligible for understanding that, and then let's talk of precedence. Okay. So let us complete with all the operators, and then we will see which operator comes before, which operator comes later on. So now, the next type of operator is identity operator. Identity operator is a very interesting operator. What does that give me? Well, identity operator gives the address of the variable. What do I mean? Well, see, whenever you are installing any particular app in your mobile phone, you know that that will be getting installed either in your operating system, either in your RAM, or sorry, either in your what do you call, local memory of the mobile phone, or in the memory card of the mobile phone, right? So let us say that whatever you install, let's say I am planning to install Amazon app in my mobile phone, and let's say I have 4 GB of internal memory. So 4 GB of internal memory is there with me. So this is how the 4 GB of internal memory is going to be, like this. Okay. Now, after this, okay, okay, my battery is low. No worries, no worries. I'll just give me 10 seconds. I'll put it on charge. It's over here only.
Meanwhile, guys, you can go and fill the attendance form if you have not, and you can put the query if you have any query till now.
Yes, can I continue, Kriti?
Yeah, so yes, so you can.
Thank you. Yes. Now, I was saying over here that yes, let's say if you are installing Amazon app in your mobile phone, it will be stored somewhere in the memory, right? So if I say over here that where is it getting installed, you don't know it, right? You don't know. I mean, if you say that, hey, this is my mobile phone, can you tell me where is the OS installed? Somewhere inside this, but we don't know. But the system knows it. And if you also want to know it, where is it installed? Let's say Amazon is installed over here. Well, there should be some location for this. And how to find that? Well, using the identity operator. For example, let us say is equal to 12. This is what I write. And then I say print A. So that's going to print the value of A. And then I say print ID of A. And you see, this is where this variable is stored in the memory. Similarly, if I consider, let us say, another variable, let's say B is equal to 13, and I say print ID of B. Well, this is where B is being stored. Now, do you or me have the control of it? No. Okay, we don't have the control of it. The control of where is it getting stored in our RAM is totally with the operating system, and we don't care of it either. But if you want to know where in the RAM is it exactly stored, you can use that. So in this case, let me show you how intelligent is Python. Please all understand this thing. If you say let's say is equal to 5. Okay, now what happens over here is variable A would be stored with 5, and there would be some address of A. Let us assume that this big number, I'm just storing the last three characters, 872, just assuming. Okay, it could be anything, we don't have it in our hands. Or let us use some other variable only, x is equal to this. So we clearly know over here that this particular thing is now my x. Cool. So I say that having done that, and you print id of x, you get this. It's 648 now, so let's use 648, but there's no confusion for us. Okay, now after this I say y is also initialized to 5, so I say print id of y. Now what do we expect? That a variable y is going to be created over here, 5 is going to be stored, and it will also have some address. So let us execute and see it. Oh my god, if you observe over here, I mean, this is something where the interpreter has done wrong things. Please observe over here, x is equal to 5, id of x 648. So yes, that's fine. Y is equal to 5, so I have asked y to be stored, and if I look at the id of y, it is exactly the same thing. You try matching digit by digits, it's the same thing. So is the Python doing anything wrong over here? Well, I would say no. Python is just being smart over here, because Python knows that both of them are storing the same values. Then why do unnecessarily waste on the memory? We are going to simplify this process. Python says that since both of them are storing the same number, so why unnecessary take it? Simple. Just like if I have three cars, and if I want to travel from Mumbai to Pune, why will I take all the three cars with me? I can be smart, right? I can be smart. I can just take one of the car and go. Now, but let us say, okay, I was taking the example that I have three cars. Just imagine that if I wanted to go from Mumbai to Pune, and if I have three cars at my home, I can take any one of these three cars. That's agreed. But let us say I have three cars at my home. I want to travel from Mumbai to Pune. My wife wants to travel from Mumbai to Gujarat. So I cannot take a single car and go to both. I will take one of the car and my wife will take second car. So now I don't have an option. So what I mean to say over here is, if I say that, hey, I'm going to change the value of y now, let's say to 10. Now I say I want to print the id of y, and I want to print the id of x as well. Now please observe what happens. Well, the first time x is equal to 5, done. Id of x 648, y is equal to 5, done. Id of y, same thing. Y equal to 10. The moment it says y is equal to 10, now both of them cannot store the same number. So a new memory block is constructed, then is stored inside this. Then it doesn't point to this block. Now it will be pointing to this. And now, therefore, when you actually try printing the ID of Y, you see it is 808. So address is equal to 808. And if you printing the ID of X, that doesn't change. So are you understanding the significance of ID operator? Python being smart over here. Are you all with me? Come on, let me hear it from you. Are you all with me? All clear to everyone? Any questions I'm missing out on?
No, sir.
Perfect. Is it raining again? Yesterday it was raining in Mumbai. Today it has again started raining. What a thing. And every time I miss the rain. Every evening I'm having session and I miss the rain. Of course, I'm not going to go out and play in the rain, but certainly, I mean, you can at least go into balcony and watch it. Now, since being in a live session, I cannot move out, and I'm sure in next 15 minutes the rain will go away. Okay, chalo. So this was the identity operator. Now, yes, you had questions regarding precedence, right? So, well,
Yeah.
precedence. Well, precedence in Python goes as per the PEMDAS rule. What is PEMDAS? P over here stands for parenthesis. E over here stands for exponentiation. Then M and D stands for multiplication and division. A and S stands for addition and subtraction. These are the very important things which we need to take care of while precedence. Now, if you say, sir, what is the precedence between greater than equal to and plus? Well, at that time, there is absolutely no need to worry on the precedence. Use brackets. It's not practically possible to check each and every precedence. However, if you wish to, you can certainly take some examples of the right choice and try it, but not advisable. So let us take very simple example. If I say 1 plus 2 multiplied by 3 divided by 5, let's try to understand what is going to happen over here. As I told you, how is this? Well, P E, then let me tell you, M and D are at the same level and A and S are also at the same level. So what do I mean by that is, if you see multiplication and division at the same time in the problem, then it will be executed in the order of left to right. That's called as associativity. So over here, we look at the associativity rule, which says that, hey, please go from left to right. Similarly, over here as well. What I mean by that, wait a minute, I'll explain it to you. So if you observe, when this happens, initially exponentiation, if you remember, exponentiation is star star, right? Or 216, I don't know. I didn't evaluate that. People are very quick. So maybe you could be right. I don't know. And I'm not going to compute that either. Raised to 3 will be executed first. That would be 8. So that would be 1 plus divide by 5. 8 divided by 5, we know it is going to be plus 0.51 the 5, 3056 the 30. Oh yes, right. 238, 8 divided by 5, 5. My god, what am I writing? I'm very sorry. It is going to be 5 1 the 5, remainder is 3, 1.6. So addition of this and this is going to be 2.6, not 216. So let's see it coming as 2.6, and yes, it comes. So it's not 216, it is 2.6. Okay, let us consider an example where I have 1 plus 2 star star 3 divided by 5 multiplied by 6, okay, divided by this star with 5 minus with 2 into 7 star star. Now, if you understand over here, let me first explain you what is going to happen. Practically not possible to calculate, of course, but if I consider this example, this is 1 plus 2 star star 3 divided by 5 divided by 6 multiplied by 5 minus 2 multiplied by 7 star star 3. So as per the PEMDAS rule, first is exponentiation. So this would be evaluated and this would be evaluated. Whatever are the answers, let us say that the answer of this turns out to be x and the answer of this turns out to be y. So 1 plus x divide by 5 divide by 6, this minus 2 star this. Now inside this we have addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. We know that addition subtraction is at the least priority. Next is multiplication division, where the associativity rule says go from left to right. So left to right, if I go from left to right, I see that first this part will be evaluated. Let us say the answer to be z. Okay, so that is 1 plus z divided by 6 star 5 minus 2 star y. Again go from left to right, this would be evaluated. Let me call it as a. So 1 plus a into 5 minus 2 into y. Again when I go from left to right, this would be evaluated. Let us call it as b. So 1 plus b minus 2 into y. Again when I, oh no, there is no need to go from left to right. Multiplication has the highest precedence. This answer be c. So 1 plus b minus c. And after that it's very simple, right? So now it's not raining in Santiago. uh, Santiago, I think in the west coast of US, I think there is no electricity, right? Am I right, Rodrigo? Into the Vegas side, the situations are pretty bad. Okay, so the answer came out to be minus this. Okay, so sorted. I mean, you know how to get it. Now, let us look at conditional statements and then call it a day. So next thing is Sujata. Let's upgrade email ID. Okay, that's not related to me. Conditional. Python has three types of conditional statements. If, else. Let me explain each of this. Well, in real life, we all want choices. Who doesn't want choices? I mean, if I win a lottery, I will buy a car. If the weather is fine, I will go for a walk. Else, if the weather is sunny, I will stay at home. Else, if the weather is rainy, I will go for a long drive. Else, I will go to sleep. Who doesn't want options? If I propose her and she says no, I will look for some other choice. As simple as that. So we all require choices in life, right? And that is where the if statement comes into picture. So how to tackle this? Well, let me say, uh, what is the precedence for modulo? Well, modulo, I think somewhere over there only. I don't remember it very well. Just try taking some example. If I say over here, 2 multiplied by 5 modulo 2. Let's try that. So into 5 is 10, 10 modulo 2 is 0. So let me say 3, 15. So yes, so multiplication has a higher precedence as compared to modulo. This is what we understand. Clear? Yes, Pragati, you will be able to get it. Don't worry on that part. Just stay connected. Now, we are talking of the conditional statements. So if, elif and else. So let's say I have a variable x that is initialized to 5, and then I say, look over here very carefully. Say x is equal to 5, I'm going to say print condition satisfied. Well, do you look at the syntax? Just a second. If you look at the syntax over here, well, it says that statement says if followed by the condition whichever you want, and then there is a colon. That's the syntax of it. After this, the moment you press an enter key after this, it will see automatically a tab will be inserted over here, because in Python there is no concept of brackets. So how do you say that this is a part of this condition? So I say that do this, do this, and let's say if I write anything over here, it is not a part of if statement is only up to here. So whatever is indented is said to be a part of if. For example, if I say over here, int, I will always be printed. Please observe. When I say x is equal to 5, what is going to happen over here is x equal to 5 is phi equal to 5. This is what we are trying to check, because x is equal to 5, and yes, 5 is equal to 5. So condition is satisfied, therefore you get an entry inside this, and this line gets executed, which prints condition satisfied, and then after that this line will be printed. It is not a part of if loop. However, we change this value to 15, and if we execute it, what do you see? This is initialized to 15. X, whether 15 is equal to 5, it's not equal, so this condition is skipped. But this is not a part of if. I have been telling you this from the long time, therefore it always gets printed. So you understand over here that only the part of if is inside this. I mean, whatever you write inside this, let's say if you want to write print I am happy to be executed, okay, so obviously this will not get executed, but the moment I change it to 5, it will get executed. So you understand this. So okay, nothing happens. Okay, I think I'm familiar with Python, but now learn new things about the session. Thank you very much. You're most welcome. Then this if part is done. Now after this if part, else part. Okay, else part, that is, I said that, hey, if the weather is fine, I will go for a walk, else I will sit at home. So I say over here, let's say x is equal to 5. Then I say if x is less than 12, I say print, and let's say inside this I'm writing the same thing, because you know that anything you write in double quotes will be printed as it is. X is less than 12. Now the moment I press enter, you again see you come in the same line, but now I want to write the else condition, so I go back by pressing a backspace. I'm over here, then I write else colon, then it will be indented, and I write over here int x is either greater than or equal to 12. And now if I have a line something like this, know that this line will always be executed. I'll just put it inside this, outside this. So x is equal to 5. Is 5 less than 12? Yes. So it is going to print x less than 12, and I will always be printed because anyway it's going to get executed. If I say this value is, let's say, 15, and you execute, it will print x is greater than equal to 12, and I will always be printed will anyways be there, right? Now this was if else. We understood if else. Sometimes we have more than two options, right? Like if the weather is good, I will go for a walk. Else if the weather is sunny, I will go for a long drive. Else I will sit at home and sleep. Simple. So more than one conditions, and that is where our elif condition comes into picture. So I say that let's say x is equal to 35. Then I say if x is greater than 35, I'm going to print over here. Let's keep it very simple, saying that x is greater than 35. Okay. Else if stands for else if. Python says there is nothing called as else if inside me, just like it is there in C, C++, Java. Here it is shortcut, abbreviating everything. Else if x is less than 35, I say print x is less than 35. Now last will be always else. Else print uh, x is equal to 35, and let us have this if you want to, however let it be. Now what do you see over here is initially x is initialized to the value 35. It will check is 35 greater than 35? No. So this will be not executed. Else is 35 less than 35? No. So this will not be executed. Else is 35 equal to 35? Oh, sorry. Else means no, nothing to check. If this doesn't help, then this has to be executed irrespective of whatever is written. So this will print. But I can have more number of elifs also. So I can have a structure like this: if followed by condition, do this; else if followed by some condition, do this; else if followed by some other condition, do this, so on and so forth. And lastly, I can end it with an else, do this. Simple. So you can have those all things over here. Make sense to everyone? Clear? Yes. I just need to see a yes. Then one last thing, and then we will call it a day. Yes, come on, tell me very quickly. All clear with the if else conditions? Yes, 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 yes. Nilish is saying yes. What about others? Cool. Okay. Now, the last thing which I want to talk of is the input in. Well, if you want to take input in Python, there is again a function for that, and that is called as an input function. Okay, so let's say if I want to read anything, so I can say over here, use the input function. Observe over here. So earlier what I used to do is x is equal to 14, and then I used to say int x. So when I execute this, you get the answer as 14. Okay, now if I want to take anything as input, so I just need to write my input function, and then I say control enter. You know, now you see this box has come. Secondly, there's a star which is saying that I am busy, I'm waiting for your input. Or you also see this circle which is darkened up, which clearly say that I am waiting for the input. So then I say, okay, let me give some input. So I say hit option and I say enter. So why do you see it twice? Well, one is for input and one is for this. I'll show you how. So I say over here, enter data is colon. And now when I execute that, what did I do? Comma. What I typed is actually printed, and then this actual data is there. Enter data is Darshan. So you understand over here, this is how you take input. Now, if I say that here I want to take number 100 as input, you can do it. Let us check the type of it. Okay, whatever is input, I'm going to say, hey, I want to print the type of X also. So what I'll do is double quotes colon. So I say saying Darshan and I press enter. So it is saying that type of X is a string. Okay, Darshan is string, so no doubt about that. But when I execute this, and once again I check with 100 is a number, right? But my print function is not smart. Rather, I should say my input function is not smart. It says over here that it is again a string. Let me try giving something like 123 point something. It's again a string. Let me try giving a complex number. 2 plus 33j. Again a string. So what do you realize? It's not coming in the right type. You know what is the drawback of this? Well, the drawback of this is if I do my addition thing, let's say, you know, a is equal to import, b is equal to import, and I say print addition is equal to comma a plus b. So if I say that here my first number is 50, enter, It will ask for the second because there are two input functions. Second number is 10. Well, I expect the answer to be 60, right? The addition is coming like this because there are two strings. 50 is a string and 10 is a string. And whenever you think of adding two string data, it is like, I have Darshan has one of the string and Ingle as one of the string. And when you add this, as per programming language, the output is going to be concatenation. That is just joining these two strings together. Similarly, over here, when I say 50 plus 10, that's why you see the answer as 5010. You don't want it. You want this to be considered as an integer data type. And what is the solution? Well, to say that now that A is received in this, I say I want to convert A to integer data type. Similarly, when B is received over here, I say I want to convert B to integer data type. And when I execute this now, didn't I write it properly? Yes, A is equal to. I say A is 50, B is 10. Now I see the answer as 60. Okay. Now, this is the advantage of the input function. I can also, one last thing before I close it off here. I need not write it like this. I can reduce it and I can reduce this as well. Cool. And I say the moment I receive the input, make sure you convert it to int. I don't write it in two lines. I can do it in a shortcut way, as you can see over here. So the moment input function has received anything, convert it to this. And now when I do it, this is your 60, this is your 10, and you see the answer. So you need not write it twice. Okay. Then I can also write over here, enter first number. And in the same way, I can also write over here, enter second number. Now see what is the advantage. You understand what is coming inside this. Enter first number. So hey, my first number is 60. Enter second number is 10. And addition is equal to 70. So you understand over here how it works. Okay. Okay. There is one more question. Syed is asking that please explain dynamic type language because Python is dynamic type. Well, yes, let me tell you. The moment we say Python is a dynamic type language, well, it means that if I say, let's say A is equal to, I'm going to take some value, let's say, and if I say print type of A, I already showed you this. When I say print type of A, it gives it data type as integer automatically. Who decided that? Python, depending on the value which you have assigned. If I assign the value as 10.2, it will dynamically assign it to float. Therefore, we say it is dynamically typed. If I give a value over here, maybe true, dynamically it is assigned to bool. Similarly, if I give a value like 2 plus 3j, complex. Are you getting it? Sayed, what is the meaning of dynamically typed language? Is that clear to you? Yes, variables should be defined before they are used. Yes. So there is no need to define the variables over here. As and when you require it, you create it. I mean, we never defined the variable. I mean, I wanted to use A, I straight away used it. There is nothing called as definition. In C language, yes, we had something, but over here, you don't have anything like declaration of a variable or declaration of a float. No, you don't have all that. You want it, you use it. Simple. No need to do anything like that. So that's it for today, guys. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me right now. Yes.
Sir,
All clear?
Uma Mahesh is asking how we can do the multiple number addition.
Multiple number addition. What does he mean to say by that? Uma Mahesh, can you please be clear on what you are asking? I'm also looking for your comment. I'm not finding it actually. Maybe I missed out. What has he said? Can you please repeat?
How can we do addition of multiple numbers?
Addition of multiple numbers just by having plus plus plus. I mean, what new? For example, I mean, if I get your question correctly, then it just like this, right? This is what I understand. At least from what you are saying, I understand this. Do you understand the question in more detail? Will you like to explain me the question?
I think it's like doing the
Means
multiple numbers one. It's like
Vishwa is trying to explain
same.
us means how to add multiple numbers by taking okay, now I got it.
Okay.
If you want to take multiple numbers as input, so who will write that as input? How will we understand? So if you want to take multiple numbers as input, let's say you want to take 10 numbers as input. So let's say taking values and printing it. So I say over here, how am I going to do it? Well, for that I need to say, or rather let us keep it for tomorrow, because for that we are going to require the concept of loops. Without loops I will not be able to explain you that, and even if I show the code right now, it will not make sense. So tomorrow when we start off, not tomorrow, on Monday, when we start off talking of loops, Uma Mahesh, please remind me over there. I will tell you how to get this done.
Okay, guys. So please don't forget to fill the attendance form. It is in the chat section and also in the description. And if you have any kind of query, you can join our community group. And I have posted the link of the community group in the chat section, and it's also available in the description. So if there is any doubt, you can mention, or let's end for the session today.
Yes.